Connor, do an intro.
Okay. After we feasted like the Tyranids last weekend, and our tummies are full, and our brains are even fuller, it's the Vox Cascadia podcast.
I don't know if our brains are full.
No.
That was
Brain empty. Kill team only.
brain empty, kill team only. Yeah. So how was y'all's Thanksgiving anyways?
It was nice and chill. We were gonna go up and hang out with my mom, but my dad ended up hurting his back. Unfortunate, but I got to see him for Thanksgiving, so because he didn't have to go see the rest of the family. So that was really nice. We just had a low key time with them.
Nice. Connor, what about you? Mom's house?
Yes, me and Sierra went over to my mom's. My brother came home from Seattle and just had a...
You have a brother?
I have two brothers and a younger sister.
I've never fucking heard of any of these people.
I've told you about them many times.
You've
Came
never once
home from
mentioned them.
Seattle. Like you make it sound like it's so far, man.
Yeah, Seattle's like a
it's like-
30-minute ferry ride.
It's like an hour-long ferry ride, but like the thing is even though Seattle's like only an hour-long ferry, we only see each other probably about once a month, if not like once a quarter. So it's always nice to see them. Just, life's busy, and the ferry ends up being like a 2.5-hour journey, like there and back. So it can keep you away.
Is it you don't see them often because of like bad family blood? Do you want to talk about it?
No, me and my brothers and sister all get along really well.
That's good. Yeah, play the nice family for the podcast. I appreciate that.
We are a nice family.
I mean, your mom's very nice.
I knew that was going to come.
That's what she said. My Thanksgiving is pretty good. I'm that IPA loving vegetarian douchey runner guy. So I forced my girlfriend to go do a 5K in her parents' neighborhood on Thanksgiving morning, which was super fun. And I really enjoyed it. She says she hated it, and there's pictures that prove that she hated it, but it was really nice. We've been together for over 3 years now, and I finally got her to go out and running with me. And so I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but it was nice. And then I made some green bean casserole, my famous green bean casserole, as well as some mashed potatoes, and threw together a roast. And then we had dinner at her parents' house. And then sure, Nick was down, so hung out with him for most of the weekend too.
That sounds like a really nice weekend.
It was nice. I was hoping to get some kill team in with him. He's yet to play 3rd edition, and I've played all of 4 games, and I'm going to be playing 3 this weekend. So wanted to play, but we ended up we went and saw Wicked. We saw the movie Wicked, actually, which was it was
that's the John Wick sequel, right?
Yes, it's actually the spinoff of John Wick.
Prequel Wicked?
Yeah, Wicked. No, actually Wicked, it was they need to the Regal theater we went to apparently was really dusty because I had a lot of like dust in my eyes, so I was wiping them a lot because I was like crying happy tears. It was super good actually, and y'all know that I went a month ago and we saw the actual musical, and the movie was really really well done. Jenna watched it twice in the span of a week, so.
Well, that sounds pretty fun. I'm glad that you guys had a good time with the movie.
Yeah, Nick's a huge musical guy, and I'm not generally a musical guy, but it was a very good movie. It was really hard to actually hold my bladder for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and so I don't know if that's an old man thing or just not used to. Actually,
how much soda were you drinking though?
I had quite a bit of soda, quite a bit of popcorn. Jenna snuck in snacks. And,
nice. Nerds gummy things?
No, actually we did a Trader Joe's run a couple
nice.
weeks ago. So it was like French onion popcorn and like a sweet popcorn mix. But
nice.
Then she was nice enough to grab me a whole big old bucket of popcorn and a Diet Coke. And the stuff she brought was soon forgotten.
Well, minus the Diet Coke, that all sounds really good.
You don't like Diet Coke?
Diet Coke is the worst of all the diet sodas, Chuck. Like, at least Diet Cola wise.
I mean, it's not, though. Like, Diet Coke is probably the single most popular. Like,
just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good, man.
I agree with Connor on this one, and I really hate to agree with Connor. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good, but
Diet
I do
Coke.
love Diet. I like, honestly, I just like a Diet soda.
Diet sodas are great. Diet sodas are fantastic. And I have my whole tier list, and unironically, Diet Coke is the worst of all Diet Colas.
Sometimes, just like a warm Diet Coke,
Ooh, no,
like
no, no,
No,
no,
like
no,
80,
Tyler, God.
85 degrees, like on a hot day out in the sun.
no,
Yeah, to like
You
make
know,
yourself vomit when you want to like, get out of
Yep.
class or something.
You've been working
no.
hard with a guy, and you're like, "You got any water? I'm out." And he goes, I got a Diet Coke for you," and he gets it out of his truck, and it's like 95 degrees.
I can't do any soda that's not like ice cold. And honestly, like even soda out of a can that's cold, I've got to cut it with something. I can't do just like a can of soda. Fountain drink, like a nice Diet Dr. Pepper, even Diet
Oh yeah,
Pepsi
there you go.
off the
Diet
fountain.
Pepsi's good.
I'll do that, but nothing. No, not the can out of the dude's truck.
No, it needs to be a cold can.
Yeah, the kids these days are weak.
Kids are weak, man. But I will tell you, Diet Coke in a can form is the best. But like out of a plastic bottle one, warm or cold, that shit is awful.
For
The
sure.
only good Diet Coke is like out of McDonald's because McDonald's puts something in their soda.
It's beef tallow. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Maybe that's their
nice.
French fries. I don't know.
I think the
Yeah,
French
so
fries are vegan.
they are now. Yeah, actually, they took they stopped using beef tallow years ago. So hopefully, and they're actually talking about doing a plant based patty. I really wish they would bring it over here because I just need to fall totally off the horse and get back into my fast food vibes. Because I used to be like a 2 time a day fast food guy, but
Nice.
then I cut out meat, and at the time they didn't have any like vegetarian vegan options at fast food. So like
What do you
fast
mean?
food,
Taco Bell. Taco
Yeah,
Bell
Taco
has
Bell's peak,
always
Chuck.
been the. Come on, man. I was a vegan like fucking 20 years ago. Like for 10 years. Like Taco Bell was a staple.
Taco Bell's like the one place that had like any options, but I mean, I wasn't a huge Taco Bell guy at the time.
Yeah.
I was more of a like a McDonald's breakfast or Burger King breakfast even too. Like on my way to work at Blockbuster for a million years, stop and get like they had the dollar breakfast burritos at McDonald's, or you'd go and get the McGriddle and you get the hash brown. You put
Oh
the hash
yeah.
brown in the McGriddle. Oh yeah.
That is tasty.
And a Diet Coke fountain drink.
I'm not saying a Diet Coke is bad at McDonald's, but there's better options, significantly better options. But Diet Coke at McDonald's is the best form to have a Diet Coke. I'll give you that.
I'm just saying that the people who understand that warm Coke on that hot day out of that truck, they're gonna understand, and it's gonna mean a lot to them.
I'm sure it will.
I mean, I don't know if there's like is this like a code that you're like sending out a signal like that we should know about or shouldn't know
Yeah,
about?
is
I'm
like a
activating
sleeper agent
the.
about to get activated?
I'm activating all my sleeper agents.
This is like the Manchurian Candidate, but it's the like
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
I watched
Oh,
that
Diet
movie for the
Coke
first
candidate?
time the other day.
Did you watch the old one or did you watch the Denzel Washington one?
The one with Harrison Ford. So I think that's the old one.
No,
Harrison Ford.
No, that's not it.
I don't think Harrison Ford was in the Manchurian Candidate.
You're right. I did not watch. Sorry, I'm mixing up that and fuck. What was the movie Harrison Ford was in? That was like the spy thriller one.
Spy thriller, Hunt for Red October.
No, give me a second.
Where he's like the president.
Air Force One. This is the part in the podcast where Connor thinks about something and then
Yeah, and it's too
we're supposed
old, so I'm supposed to.
no, we're supposed to talk over you while you Google stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely do that because I need to figure out this movie now.
Tyler, have you seen the Manchurian Candidate, the Denzel
Long
Washington,
time ago. Yeah, I saw that.
2004?
Then I saw the original black and white one back in the day. But I was like edgy and like, oh yeah, you should watch the old movies always.
I've never seen the original one. Actually, you know what? Nick and I watched while he was down here, which was fucking fantastic, was Deadpool and Wolverine.
That does look like a lot of fun. I'm definitely on my watch list. I'm way behind on watching movies lately.
It's on Disney Plus, and it was a ton of fan service, and it was a lot of like fourth wall breaking, and it was a lot of like self-awareness, and it was amazing, like super good. So we watched Deadpool and Wolverine one night and then watched Wicked the next night.
We're still trying to watch The Substance. We've been trying to watch that for like 2 months almost.
Which one's that?
It's about The Substance. It's like kind of a body horror film,
Are you like taking it in like bite-sized pieces or something?
No, my partner is just like the worst at ever watching a movie. She can devour like 1,000 episodes of a show, but like when it comes to watching a movie, ooh, that's like a struggle.
I am 100% there with her. Like, I will sit down and watch hours of a TV show, even like an hour long TV show. But when you want me to sit down and dedicate 2 hours to myself, I watched 2 movies this last weekend. That's like some kind of amazing record for me lately.
Well, I'm proud of you, Chuck.
I'm a movie guy. I don't really like TV like as a structural for storytelling. Like it can be good. It's just not my thing, you know.
Sometimes you need like 16 hours to tell a story, though. You can't do it in 2.5.
I mean, like it's way more than 16 hours for most of them, and then after 4 seasons, it completely goes off the rails, you know, and it like gets away from where it's supposed to be. Like
Well,
I
they need
believe
to get to
TV
that
shows can
British version where it's like 3 seasons and done.
no 4 seasons max. Like maybe like there's a few exceptions. Animation can run longer than that because like characters don't age. You can cycle in like writers and stuff like that. It's a little more fantastic, like where you can go with animation. But like a TV show, if you can't tell me like it's like what 22 episodes, 45 minutes long.
Ha,
Like,
22 episodes. They haven't done that in years.
well, I'm just saying, like your average TV show, like a really expansive one, is that long, and then it's like 8 seasons or fucking whatever. Normally, like that's like 800 hours. Like, if you can't tell me it in like half of that time, you don't need to be telling it to me.
I do like the TV shows though that start off with like a tight first season, and then they're like 6 to 8 episodes maybe, and then they're like, oh shit, this is a hit. And then they do like 20 episodes the next season, and then 20 episodes the next season, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, this really should have finished after like 3 seasons, but we're still making money on this, so let's add a fourth, fifth, and sixth season. And yes, I am talking about Lost.
I mean, like
Actually
that's fair.
saw that.
Another exception I will allow is shows like Supernatural that are more like episodic, like Monster of the Week in format. You can have like an overarching story still told in that Monster of the Week format. That's a little bit more expansive because you have that like small conflict every week on there that I think can be all right.
Connor, you said you've never seen Lost?
No, I was like 4 when it came out, and I don't think I ever really picked it up when I got older.
I really liked Lost. I want to go back and watch it again, but Jenna refuses to watch it with me, and I cannot watch a TV show by myself.
Why did she refuse to watch it?
Because she hated it.
Oh, okay. She watched it when it came out?
Yeah, she watched it, and I think she watched like the whole thing and hated it.
Didn't like the ending be really, really controversial, not like in a good way?
Yeah, this is literally a show that I'm like, the first 3 seasons were good, and then they just kind of like they were doing I'm doing the hand motion where they're like the stretched out thing because they were making a bunch of money and people were watching it. This is back in the day when you had to like either watch it live or we had a TiVo, so
I remember those.
Yeah, it was. I really liked it. It didn't make any fucking sense, but I thought it was a really good show, and I would like to go back and watch it again. We have to go back.
I mean, like, I think that you're probably going to do yourself a disservice by rewatching it. It's not going to be as good as you remember.
This feels like also, like, I was a huge. I don't know if either of you read the Dragonlance books. Like,
nope.
No, I never read.
My favorite books when I was growing up, and I made Jenna read the first one, and Sherd we read them when we were in like high school, and they came out a little before that, and I have such fond memories of them. And Nick just keeps telling me that it's going to ruin it if I actually go back and read them again. So I feel like there's a lot of media that's like that though. Like there's not a lot of stuff that you go back and it holds up to like the first time you saw it, especially depending on where you were in your life. But like video games, like if you go back and try and play like 8-bit video games that you were like, oh my God, this is the best game ever. And then you're like, okay.
Yeah, no, some of them are really rough. An example of that is Memento. I'm sure you've seen Memento.
I loved Memento.
I loved
the game
Memento.
Or the movie?
What do you mean?
The game? What the fucking game are you talking about?
Yeah, but like, the movie was incredible, especially at the time. Like totally like groundbreaking. Pi is another one from that era.
Love Pi.
Both of them incredible. Do not rewatch them. Do not. This is a warning to anyone who looks back on those movies and goes, I love those movies. Do not watch them. Just remember them.
And now I want to go watch them. I mean, Memento was Christopher Nolan. That was
it's rough now.
That was his first one, right?
I think
Yeah.
it was one of his first ones, but I remember this is also those movies also came out in a time when I was like when I just first started working at Blockbuster and was renting like black and white foreign films, thinking and I was like early 20s, like
Yeah.
Connor's age, and thinking I was like some like
I'm mid-20s.
thinking I was like some
You were some really
bougie
cool guy,
film
and
guy
like,
or something
hey,
like, oh
women,
yeah.
I know cool movies, ladies, all that jazz.
Yeah, no, watching
Absolutely.
like foreign films and shit. Now I'm like,
You
yeah,
pretentious prick.
Deadpool and Wolverine, fucking rocks. Wicked, loved it. Yeah,
What's that like reverse or the Belgrave curve where it's like, Deadpool and Wolverine is a great movie at like the bottom like 5%. Then as it goes up, everyone's like, only good films are like 1940s black and white, and then it goes back to like the top 5%. And it's like, Deadpool and Wolverine's like the greatest film of all time, man. I don't know if you've ever seen the memes like that, but I see those all the time.
I've seen the memes, yeah.
Yeah.
But now I want to go back and watch Memento.
Also, I figured out the movie I was thinking of. I had seen The Fugitive just the other time. I don't know why I thought that was called The Manchurian Candidate, because I know the plot of The Manchurian Candidate, but
What made you think he was a spy in that?
I don't know.
He's chasing the one-armed man.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. I really am confused there. But
It's like
the second... Oh, go ahead.
it's like Tommy Lee Jones, Harrison Ford jumping off the fucking dam.
Yeah, all
Classic.
great actors.
Incredible classic.
Uh,
This is our movie podcast we're soft launching tonight, by
Yeah.
the way, y'all.
Yeah,
Vox
like and subscribe.
or Film Cascadia. No, that's not as good.
yeah. That's we'll workshop it.
One last movie topic, unless you guys also have a movie topic. Speaking of Denzel, you were talking about him earlier. Saw Gladiator 2. Denzel was fantastic in that.
How was the rest of it though?
It was actually pretty good, and except for, ironically, the main character's storyline was the weakest of them all, which is really odd.
You know that. So I saw an article that movie is already the second highest grossing movie of Denzel Washington's like film catalog. Like,
Yeah.
like amazing actor, been in a million movies.
Yeah.
Training Day, Glory, like The Equalizer, I think.
Yeah, that's really up there.
But yeah, that's already after one weekend. Gladiator 2 is his second highest grossing. I think American Gangsters is like first highest grossing.
No, Denzel was great. He should have been the main character. The main actor doing the main character, I'm blanking on his name, did a great job. Like his character, or like the acting was fine, but his character motivation just felt really weak, and it felt like they cut out like 2 or 3 scenes that should have mattered because they just wanted to show off more of Denzel just having the time of his life, and my God, did he.
I mean, let Denzel cook. I mean, I mean, everybody loves Denzel.
He was like this scheming, sketchy piece of shit, like Roman politician, or rather like business bureaucrat type thing. And God, did he nail the role.
I hear there was a dude on dude kiss that he had that they cut out, unfortunately.
Maybe, I don't know. He like kissed a dude on the cheek, and then like it showed him briefly kissing him on the lips, like because like that's what they did, I guess, or something. I don't know. I wasn't alive during the Roman times like you were, Chuck. But maybe they cut out a more dramatic one.
And that's a Connor Byrne.
Oh, Chuck's old. He's
fine.
There we go.
How often do you guys think about the Roman Empire?
Not that often.
This is we're not doing this meme. We're not doing the meme. But honestly, actually, every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think we, of all people, probably think about it more on average just because we're constantly talking to Warhammer, and so much of Warhammer names are just bastardized Roman names. Like, I mean,
the Ultramarines suck, so...
Yeah, but I mean, like, the concept of legions and lost legions, that's just stolen out of Roman history.
Yeah. I think that, like, just by being in the hobby, we're more likely to think indirectly about Rome. But, we should move on to the hobby. Have you guys been doing any hobby?
Ooh, good transition.
Wait, I thought this was a movie podcast now.
No, that's our second podcast.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was just a sneak preview. You guys subscribe. We'll have the link in the bio.
Yeah, if you want to hear Tyler and I talk about shit that Connor doesn't understand, and Connor talk about the movies that aren't the actual movies talking about.
Yep.
For my hobby, let's see, what did I do? I finished up my blooded flamer. I had the flamethrower guy with the blooded that I painted up because a million years ago I had the idea that I was actually going to paint up the Dark Tide box, and then I was gonna make Jenna play with me because I bought the Darktide box and I had everything ready to go except the flamethrower guy on the blooded, and I basically like painted his eyes and did his base, and he's ready to go. I finished up also my Japanese malignant plague caster, and I'm deep into my Casterkin sergeant. So working
Yeah,
on getting his googly eyes
I
fixed.
keep seeing all the photos of him. He looks pretty solid.
Thanks. I was trying to remember because I painted my Casterkin year and a half ago or something. So I was trying to remember the scheme that I had for them, and I think I found all the colors. He's a little shiny. I think the wash that I did on him is a little glossy. I think I need to maybe knock that back a little bit with like a matte varnish. But um, he's it's a great model, and I'll have him ready for this weekend because I think I'm just going to run Casterkin this weekend. So Tyler, what about you? What have you been doing in the hobby?
So I got my office like 99% done. I just have like a little bit of like stuff to sort in boxes. Did my last like little details on my Volcus stuff. So that's like I think 100% done at this point, at least my second set of it. And then
Now is that the corroded one or is that
I mean, they're both corroded. I mean, like my stuff, but the blue one, or the
like the
kind of
blue
like
and yellow?
the kind of like washed out gray blue that you see on like industrial equipment, and then like the really rusty orange.
Nice. I've got 3 sets of Volcus that are like partially done. I need to buckle down and do that, and I won't have enough time between now and the tournament. So y'all
What,
get what you get.
what do you mean? You could easily finish all of those sets to tabletop standard in that
What?
time. No problem.
Well, except the fact that I fly out to Phoenix tomorrow afternoon and I get back late Thursday night, and then I have to spend most of the day Friday packing, and then I've got Jenna's holiday party on Friday night, and then I will see you all Saturday.
That's
What?
extremely busy.
Just paint on the airplane.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can afford first class. I heard they got tables up there.
Oh yeah. No. I'm nothing. I'm always first class.
Chuck, you work for the bank. I can't think of a more first class like candidate. Besides like
I,
professional athletes.
yeah. Yeah. I'm a branch manager at Chase Bank. It's not
Really?
exactly like Wall Street. I'm not exactly the Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, that's a letdown.
That's what he says on here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, let me tell you I'll give you my stock tips after this.
That's our third podcast, Chuck's Financial Tips.
You don't want my financial tips. That's why I'm doing a podcast for free. So, but so Tyler, you said you worked on your hobby space. I feel like
It,
in
it's a constantly evolving space, okay? Like bookshelves come in, new tables come in, then I pull everything off of my bookshelves and I reorganize it. I'll set up a display board, move it around. Like, it's a constant thing.
I feel like that's half of the hobby is rearranging your hobby space. So
100%.
I need to, like, I've got my painting cave. I need to redo the painting cave because I actually want to move my computer in there so I can have my podcasting area in there, so I can get out of this area, let Jenna have her own office. Since I was nice enough to, I was like, oh, we're going to turn this, what used to be my man cave, into her office because now I had a man cave and a painting cave. And I made a little space for her, and then I like stopped moving stuff out. And so I still kind of take up 3/4 of this space. I'd like to get my space into there so I can have like a cool background for when we start doing video.
Yeah, absolutely. That was part of my intention with this. I've been really setting up things intentionally with care, so I have a cool backdrop. Then I'll take a photo of it and use green screen.
So what's going to be in your backdrop? What's the like cool hobby stuff that you've got in the background?
I mean, like I have like cool books and like miniatures and art and like weird collectible toys and odds and ends. Just kind of like a little snapshot of my personality.
Connor, if your background's going to be like toasters,
It'll be Sierra's desk.
perfect. I'm sure that's what people want to
She
see.
has a very nicely cleaned up space, though. It's very. I kind of want to take a photo of it and put it on the Instagram, but at the same time, I don't because I'm a goddamn mess. But she's the creative style where if she starts a project, she will not start another project until that first project is done, no matter how much she ends up hating it. And I'm the exact opposite. I count at least 6, 7, 8, 9 different things on my desk of various projects and paints and models.
See, when you really upgrade
Mm-hmm.
is when you buy a storage solution for all the projects that you're working on. I have like an 8 drawer like cabinet that is just built models that are in some stage of being primed, like airbrush base colors or just gray plastic, but built. Like that's when you're really in the
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't finish my shit.
Yeah. I'm probably going to get to that at some point. I got like my, wall I want to kind of put shelves on, but since it's in an apartment, I don't know how long we're going to live here. And it's like, I might do it when we renew our lease next spring, but I know, okay, we're going to be here for another like X amount of months or something. Because I've got some cool, like, of those soundproof wall hexagon things that I want to get like some bespoke shelves to make a weird, like, bespoke, storage solution. But I don't want to do that if we're going to move in like 5 months.
So to go to my like hobby ADHD, remember how excited and gung ho I was when I'm like, I'm gonna paint the Vespids, I'm gonna get them done super quick, I'm gonna get the Aquilons done super quick.
Yeah, have we both lied about that?
Yeah, they're just on they're on paint sticks and they're primed and based, so I've got that far. I could play with them, I guess, but
Yeah.
they're not painted.
Hey, painting's not a requirement anymore. There's no bonus. You could show up in plastic gray.
It's a required. No, you can't. That is not true. You cannot show up to our events with gray plastic.
If you're not going to a KTC event, that's totally allowed. Apparently.
Also, like Nick has put enough shame into me that I played with like a half painted guy one time, and I just felt like I felt like a failure. And I'm not saying that anybody who's listening who doesn't have them painted. I'm just saying that like this is the like good friend that I have that has just put shame into my heart if I don't meet that level.
So like a lot of tournaments are still requiring paint. Make sure that you check either the packet or with the organizer, but paint is still required at most events, as far as I'm aware. So,
which is good. It's fun to fight painted models, and of course, I think if you're breaking out gray plastic because you just got the kit and you want to play with it, no one's going to give you shit for that. And if they do, they can go fuck themselves. That's really rude.
I think that's fine on your like your
casual days.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
Your weekly night, that's cool. You want to learn team, you want to play, but when you come to a tournament, like 3 color minimum.
Yeah,
you need to do that. Respect your opponent.
Yep, it's about respect. Totally. Paint is a requirement for that reason. We judge the entire hobby. Like you got to take part in the hobby to play in the tournaments. It's not just for people who are coming in and buying the new team, assembling them, and then just coming out. As much as we love you guys who just want to do that.
I feel like also too, it's a respect and it's a courtesy thing too to help identify models, because I think having some paint on the models, even if it's just like a couple colors, makes all the world of difference when your opponent is trying to identify your models.
100%.
So Connor, speaking of identifying models and painted up models, you're borrowing my Phobos this weekend, right?
Yes, I am. The Phobos, as I've discussed in a couple of episodes, have been a team I've always had my eye on, and I tried them for the first time last Friday, so about 4 or 5 days ago. I had a blast with them, and they seem simpler to learn than any other team I can get ready by Saturday. And you said I could borrow your models, so I'm painting up like 2 or 3 Phobos as we speak.
So what Phobos are you working on? Are they going to fit my Blood Angel scheme, or are you going to shame me by running like multiple chapters?
No, they're not going to be Blood Angels, so sorry, but I'll just say it's my Thorn Bearers, which are already like a tan and maroon color scheme, so people might just think it's a Blood Angel successor chapter.
So what are you painting up? Like
wild thornberries?
Yeah,
no,
what is that? Rugrats?
No, it's my homebrew chapter, the Thorn Bearers. But bearers, I don't know why I keep saying Thorn Bears, but I'm painting up a Reaver Sergeant because you said you didn't have one, and then I'm painting up a Reaver with the bolt carbine or whatever it's called, because accurate one's pretty good, And if you can get them on a vantage point with their one ploy where you don't move to get balanced, and then the ammo cache, that's an accurate 2 gun for vantage with 2 balanced rerolls. So you can fuck people up with that, especially if you use the special ammunition.
So I've got every other guy except I only have 1 Reaver.
That's fine.
Actually, I could bring. I mean, if we're mixing chapters, I could bring you my Space Wolves Reavers because I've got. I painted up the Kill Team box from 2 editions ago. I painted up the Tau and the Space Wolf Reavers. If you really need Reavers,
yeah, I'm painting up a Reaver Sergeant because you already said you have 1 Reaver, so that's 2 Reavers, and then I have 1 other Shooty Reaver because I've been having success with that, and I kind of want to test it out more to see if I'm onto something or if I'm just getting lucky.
so what's your take all comers? You got 6 Phobos Armored Marines. What are you bringing?
If it's a map with Vantage, I'm going to bring a Reaver Sergeant, a Reaver Shooty guy. I'm going to bring the Marksman because that guy's just insanely good. I'm going to bring the Voxbreaker because he's also pretty good. I might bring depending on the mission, one of either the Saboteur or the Mine Layer, or definitely them on Into the Dark. And then I like the Medic guy because he's pretty good for keeping the Marksman up as well as just running around and healing people and counteract.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good lineup. Tyler, you're bringing Hand of the Archon. You said you're full on Hand of the Archon for now, right?
Yep. For now, that we're best buddies.
You have you had a chance to play recently?
I haven't played in a moment. I was not feeling great last week, and then with the holidays. But I played. We had our little tournament, and I did pretty good. And then I got some games in about a week before that, and I think I've only lost 1 to Jeremy's Exaction. So feeling pretty confident with them.
Yeah, that was the day that you and I played before that, and you beat me pretty soundly the first time we'd ever played, and then Jeremy laying the beat down with the cops.
Yeah, absolutely. I really think that I'm going to struggle into teams like Novitiates if they show up, or like Horde teams. Blooded Brandon's going to be an absolute nightmare if we get paired, and then cops. Cops are always going to be a problem for me, I think.
Well, good news for you.
Kind of.
Brandon is not bringing Blooded.
Ooh, he's bringing Warp Coven, huh?
He's not bringing Warp Coven.
Wow, whoa, what's he bringing?
He's bringing cops.
Fucking, that's lovely.
So
that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, Brandon Bean. He, our buddy, he's been on a couple times now. He's got his Patreon, and he's got his own little Discord off to the side. And Brandon put up a vote this week and was like, "What should I bring?" He was talking about Blooded or Plague Marines or Warp Coven. Zach suggested Warp Coven with 10 Zangors. And then I said, what about cops? And so Brandon is actually borrowing my cops because I bribed half of his Discord to actually make him play cops instead. So I owe like $6 now to various different people, or $1 each for various different people because like when you buying votes is pretty fucking cool. Like I understand this whole like political action committee thing. Like I told people, I was like, hey, like everybody who votes for the cops, I'll pay you $1. And I got 7 votes. So right now Brandon's bringing cops.
I see you're taking notes from the Democratic playbook.
No, Democrats don't get anything done. I mean, like
that'd be more. We're not. South Korea kind of had some crazy shit going on today. I don't know if they were doing that though.
Martial law is a little bit more extreme than that. So.
That's Chuck's second option if he won't bring the cops.
Yeah, but luckily we voted for the cops, so I didn't have to enact martial law on someone else's Discord server.
Chuck, if it makes you feel any better, I was voting for cops before you offered that, but then once you said that, I took away my vote and put it back in, so I expect my $1.
Yeah, you can have $1.
Yes.
Right now I'm like,
and bring my shirt too.
I've got your shirt. Yes. It's a little stretched out.
God damn it, Chuck.
It's become my favorite shirt.
I really hope it hasn't. Sierra's going to be very upset with me.
You look so good in it.
I know. I mean, like I didn't never think I could rock a crop top, but I rock a crop top.
Everyone can rock a crop top. Crop tops are for everyone except for cowards.
What do I mean, what's my tattoo I need? I keep forgetting it, Tyler.
Doughboy.
Doughboy,
yeah. Like Old English, like super thick and hard across your stomach. Yeah.
Yeah. So, good news is Brandon's not bringing blooded. Bad news is Brandon is bringing
Yeah.
cops.
Keaton, how much would it be for us to get that tattooed across Chuck's stomach? Let us know in the Discord or comments.
You cannot pay me enough money to do that. I have
Come on,
zero tattoos, and my
come on,
first tattoo is not going to be
come
Doughboy in
on.
Old English.
That's such a good first tattoo. It's so hard. It'd be so hard.
I mean, maybe if Connor lets me keep the crop top, but I think Sierra really wants it. It is a nice crop top.
I'll make a special run of that crop top if you let him keep it, Connor.
I'm sure you would, just to give me my first tattoo. This is Doughboy.
Giant fucking stomach rocker. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make this happen.
Old English. So yeah. So Connor's bringing Phobos, Tyler's bringing Hand of the Archon, Brandon's bringing cops because I bribed everyone.
I feel like this was like a personal vendetta that you did that.
Why? What makes you? Why do you feel it's personal?
I mean, like you knew. You're like, oh, he's like weak to cops.
I totally forgot that you had lost that cops game. I literally was just trying to, because like Brandon was like, what do I bring? Should I bring Plague Marines, which are stupid good? Should I bring Warp Coven, which are stupid good? Should I bring Blooded, which I'm the best blooded in the world? And I was like, no, you need to bring like, what about what are the other options? And he's like, oh, I don't know, Phobos, AOD, Colt, Skellerpox. And I was like, how about I bring my cops for you and you run them? And he just said, you like putting me on hard mode, don't you? So no, I did not. This is not a personal attack.
Liar, you love making people get hard or hard mode.
I do, actually.
I'm definitely wearing my All Our Bites Are Bastard shirt, is all I'm saying.
You should. And then when you pair into them and he takes 4 shields and then just like bonks you over the head. Yeah.
I've got a game plan. I've been thinking about it a lot.
You going to talk about it?
No. I don't want to give my opponents the edge.
I mean, he's not going to listen to this. Come on. Nobody listens to this.
I think I'm just going to run a little bit shootier than I normally would. So.
All right. So you got a game plan. I have no game plan. I'm just bringing Castergan because I kind of know them. I got my sergeant almost painted, and he looks cool, so it's fun. Tyler, one thing we chatted about and we never really decided was let's pick the missions.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's pull them up right now.
Connor, though, you can't actually. You gotta plug your ears.
Okay, la 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 la. Wait, I can't do that. People are gonna hear.
Don't do that. Not that you like. I don't think. Well, you might.
I don't even know the mission actions beyond loot and secures. So actually that's not true. I know upload because I've played that one like 9 fucking times, despite the fact there being 9 missions, and I've rolled 4 every time.
We're playing. We're playing upload. 3 times actually.
Nice.
All right, let's see. What do we got? We got approved ops here.
Here's my handy card.
All right, Tyler, why don't you? You got a dice handy? You got a D10 handy?
I got one.
I can get one. Yeah.
No, fuck you, Connor. Tyler, you got a D10 handy?
I roll the second one then.
In just a moment. Yes.
Okay. So Tyler's gonna grab a D10. There's 9 missions. Should we get rid of like some of the dumb ones, or should we just go with it?
We're just going with it. We're going with it. No, all the dumb ones are staying. We're not getting rid of them.
Okay. Extraction, I think, where it's like
you just want to get rid of that because then the exaction squad sort of has an advantage.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Looking for one that's not a spin down. Here we go. We got a 4.
God damn it.
First mission is upload.
I played this one. No way you rolled a 4. That's bullshit.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I'm a really religious person.
Tyler rolled up with his loaded 4 out of 10 dice.
Yeah, okay. Let's
Perfect.
see what's
All
up
right.
next. We got a 9.
A 9. Ooh, that's let's see. 9 is coordinates. All right, so we got upload, we got coordinates, and then we're only playing 3 rounds because it's a fun
holiday one.
Yeah, a little holiday one.
8.
2.
Oh, damn it! That's just loot. We all know loot.
Loot, nice, classic loot.
Upload, coordinates, and loot. So, and anybody who listens to the podcast can get a little ahead of time to figure out what the fuck these missions actually are.
Well, we already know one of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Loot's exactly the same.
Is loot still the same?
I believe so. Let me double check.
Maximum of 2,
I mean,
yeah.
except for the little twist at the end, you know?
Yeah, maximum of 2 is about it. And then you can't do it during the first turning point. So, all right. So we got upload coordinates, loot. Cool.
I hate that upload and coordinates sounds like it's the same mission.
Let's upload again.
Upload's the weird one where it's
It's
like...
yeah.
It's not bad. It's just really wordy.
You know what I can't imagine? Tyranids uploading.
Oh, not again.
Oh,
Listen, Tyler, I agree with you.
Can't have Tyranids and Kill Team.
I agree with you. I don't think it would fit.
Even though we have Tyranids and Kill Team now.
Patriarch is still one of the weirdest I produced to select.
We got the Lieutenant Titus, but we got the Lieutenant Titus.
True. Shout out to Layla. She posted on her story about that. So thanks, Layla, for designing that. And thanks for following the Vox Cascadia Instagram page. She followed us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Nice.
So maybe you're listening. Hopefully Nid fans will shut up now. No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. I hope you guys get a kill team. I'm just against it for lore reasons, not because you don't deserve a fun kill team.
We're purists here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're hardliners here. Back in my day.
Have you guys looked into the mission at all? I haven't. I'm literally looking at it for the first time right now.
No, not at all. Also,
That's definitely not my style.
Speaking of new iconic Kill Team followers, we also are getting followed by 3's2 now. So thanks to you if you're listening or to this right now. So that was fun to open up the Instagram page and see we got a couple new big name followers.
Nice. Are you keeping on the Instagram? Because I am sure not keeping them on mine.
Way to go, Chuck. Yeah, I even tagged you in a new thing I'm doing on Instagram for it, and you're not even paying attention to it yet.
I'm the worst at Instagram.
You're right.
I honestly just try and stay away from social media because I get down the rabbit hole and I'm like, yeah, I'm
and you blow all your money on Ponzi schemes.
Yeah, and then you're looking at other people's models and you're like, why don't my models look this good? You know, I should leave my models and get a new model. I'm talking about miniatures. You know, like I should leave the project I have, start a new one.
Yeah, I did blow my money on a Ponzi scheme. That still kind of hurts.
That's okay. You can invest in mine now. And no, I don't know if I want to tell you what my new weekly trend on the podcast page is.
You haven't even tagged me in this.
I mostly tagged Chuck because I don't think you hate it as much as Chuck does.
I mean, it's if you tag me and I don't see it, does it count?
I mean, I figured it would.
So what's your new weekly thing that you think I'll hate?
Mechanicus Monday, because every time I try and talk about my favorite,
I absolutely hate it.
Exactly.
100% correct.
I share my favorite little trivia fact of the Adnic because that one time you
Mechanicum.
Mechanicum.
I did. If it makes you feel any better, when I was playing D&D with my friends the other day, we got into a debate of the Mechanicus versus the Mechanicum, and so we made nothing but kissing and coming jokes for about 10 minutes straight.
That sounds like the gayest D&D.
My wife's in it
ever.
That's pretty gay. I know her.
I guess that's gay that I have my wife in it with me.
I mean, and one of my best friends is playing like queer D&D, and yours still sounds gayer.
I mean, it's guys I've known since high school, so we've made.
I've seen what you did in high school when you had a chance with a girl. So, welcome, Connor.
We knew from the moment we saw you, you were one of us.
I mean, the hugs that you give.
Thanks. I think.
All right, now this is turning into sexual harassment.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna call HR. But yes, that's what we've been doing on the page. So yeah, but yeah. So
tell us about your D&D campaign. I'm like, we're just off the rails.
Oh yeah, we're just
a variety show.
I mean, yeah, we don't really have a ton of new news other than we are surprisingly getting a kill team box like really quickly. But
let's talk about that real quick, and then we'll get back to other dumb shit. So I don't think anybody thought we'd see this until January, and it sounds like December 21st.
Yeah, right before Christmas, early Christmas present for us.
Yeah. I'm just hey, they couldn't get the box out by December 7th, so they figured we can at least pre-order on the day of our tournament.
The trend continues. That's good enough.
Yeah.
It's either announcement, pre-order, or release on a tournament day.
The rules rules should drop that day, right? That'll be the embargo will
Oh,
lift, right?
sweet! Everyone's gonna
Yeah,
be looking at that instead
absolutely.
of paying attention. And
Well, they actually
If you're
is it
listening to this and you are daring enough to kit bash a team overnight from 2 a.m. to you do not have to have them painted, and you'll get bonus points. So
although do the rules come out on the rules come out on pre-order day, or
yeah,
they come out the week after?
no, generally it's on
pre-order day.
pre-order day, so people are excited and will go buy the new broken shit.
I mean, I feel like you can like getting together 2 squigs and like a couple knobs, or what are they?
Build them close as possible. Like, if you get them painted, extra bonus points.
I feel like if it like either Chris from up here in Vancouver or James Loomis, if they were coming to this tournament, would have them because they were the ones that had mandrakes like on launch day when we did the blunt force beatdown.
But no,
100%.
I'm very excited for whatever they show off the new orc rules to be. I am very invested at seeing the full release of them because they look really cool from the little bit they've previewed so far.
I may switch to orcs if I'm being honest.
Whoa, Chuck!
Yeah.
What are you throwing in the background?
That was me.
That was
me.
Damn it!
That was not me.
I thought
knocking
I
over
finally
one of
got
my
the
various
like a-
project bins.
Fucking church mouse over here.
I'm painting. So like since I got my hobby room kind of sorted, I can like sit at my like giant hobby desk and while we do the podcast, nice, and I can paint while we talk. Mostly terrain, because I have a ton of terrain.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of terrain too. Connor's got a lot of terrain too.
I do. I'm trying to.
Connor's been like he's that. If he was a millionaire, he'd be the one that's like buying up like all the
100%.
metals or something. He's doing that with plastic terrain.
If I was a millionaire, I would have bought and then just glued together in the order a set of every one of the 9 Into the Dark and then like all the fan made maps.
You can't do that?
I mean, I could, but that'd be stupid expensive, and all of them would have been useless by now. So
I can almost do that.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah, I mean,
but yeah,
the problem is though is that then Squad Games comes out with an asymmetrical map that's actually better than any of the Into the Dark ones that we have. Connor, how have you been working on your maps?
Not at all. I've looked at them and I'm like, a couple of these could work, but I have only played one Into the Dark map on the new edition, so I will have to get more experience in with it before I can decide if they will still work or not.
I haven't played any Into the Dark. I've played I played 3 Volcas and 2 an Octarius once. Like I didn't even realize that you could guard on counteract. That's how little Into the Dark I've played.
Yeah, it's kind of funky. But yes,
all kind of funky right now though.
Yeah. It's like it's not the most unbalanced kill team is what I was telling some people, but I think it's the wackiest experience with kill team I've had in the 3 years I've been playing. Because I didn't play the very, very beginning of 21 when it was just bespoke teams, were the Commandos and Kriegs. But this is definitely the wackiest period of kill team.
So back to the new teams that are coming out. What do we think they're going to be like? Or do we have an Orc Elite team basically?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like to me.
Yeah.
Elite.
I think I'll try and find the article where they went over it because it was so long ago. But I think it was something like if they kill someone, they get to add one to their APL or something.
I don't know if it's kill someone or even just shoot or hit or something. But now we're back to Connor Googling things. Tyler, what do you think about the ratlings? Are they just going to be? They going to have a bunch of the actual snipers? Or are they still going to be that concealed target or concealed shots where they get one shot?
Honestly, I don't know how the ratlings are going to play. I don't even know how they're going to look and make draw line of sight for a lot of stuff. So should be interesting.
Because they can't see over any walls. Also, they're going to be able to have Ogrins and Bulgrins.
Yep. Here we go.
I mean, also, did you see the terrain that's coming with them? It's giant. They won't see over any of that shit.
But they got those cute little ramps.
There's windows there, too, though. Yeah, I don't know if they'll be high enough to see on the windows. Although maybe they'll just put more of the Vulcus boxes down. Or they'll set up the maps so you can have Vulcus boxes behind the windows so they can stand on those.
I mean, maybe the ramps are faction equipment.
Oh, that could be interesting. I wonder if we'll get new faction or universal equipment too. That'd be kind of neat.
Next season.
I mean, hell, maybe that's what the ramps are.
Next season, we know we are.
I don't think they're going to put any more equipment in. I don't think they put in equipment in. Well, I guess most of the equipment's tokens these
Yeah,
days.
Chuck, I want a grappling gun so bad though. Also, Tyler, are we like you're 100% certain? Did they share that?
That's part of the announcement. Like
Oh,
all
Connor,
all equipment is seasonal.
I
he's
didn't.
got an NDA. Come on, buddy.
You're right.
Can't
My
talk about
bad.
it.
True. I forgot. But no, I want a grappling gun. Give it to me. GW.
I mean, aren't you playing Phobos this week?
Yeah,
Don't
but
you
I
have a
want
grappling gun?
everyone to have a grappling gun. Any game with a grappling gun is a good game.
Did you ever play Bionic Commando?
I
He's too
played
young for that.
Bionicle.
He doesn't know what
This-
the fuck that is.
Same. Bionicle's. It's basically the same thing.
And yeah, Bionicle was a good time. But no, like Halo Infinite, grappling gun. Far Cry. Fuck, which Far Cry had the grappling gun? That was a fun game.
ever play
Titanfall 2 has a
Far Cry?
grappling gun.
Did you ever just play Far Cry?
I think the earliest one I ever played was Far Cry 2. I think I tried to play the original Far Cry and my computer could not handle it.
That sounds about right.
Well, this was like back on like my, 6th grade, like shared with the entire family computer, like back when like computer rooms were still kind of a thing.
I mean, you probably couldn't, even if you had a pretty good gaming PC, you
Yeah.
probably couldn't have played Far Cry back then. So
Did y'all see the article about the family that spent like $1 million on like a LAN room?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
was a. Did you see
Gold.
that?
no, I didn't. But
I'll have to find it for you. But
That
yeah,
sounds
it's
like
basically
the gamer version of the Kellys.
pretty much. Yeah, no, they basically have a room in their house where there's, I think, like 6 to 8 like PC setups that literally like you move a panel and they just hide behind the wall and you can pull them back out. It's they basically spent like $1 million on a LAN room so you could bring people over and play video games.
Interesting.
fuck
Also, I found the article for the team abilities. So, for the Rekka crews, the orcs, whenever a friendly Rekka crew operative, excluding the bomb squid, has an engage order and performs the fight or shoot action, excluding guard, add one to its APL to the start of its next activation. So that seems like a pretty cool thing. Like, I imagine that's how they're going to make them pseudo 3 APL. Maybe they already start out with 3 and go up to 4 if they're only 5 orcs.
I think there's 6 and 2 squigs.
Is it 6 orcs?
Yeah,
2,
so I
3,
think they'll probably start at
5. Oh, yeah,
2
6.
and go up to 3.
Yeah, and then maybe a couple of like ways of like they have a free mission action or something.
Maybe we're not going to go back to the days of Custodes where
Yeah,
I think 4 APL is gone.
yeah. Well,
So
I mean, like you
someone's gonna
have.
come through and argue that I can fight twice, and I had 3 APLs, so I can actually add 2 more APL to that and have a total of 5 APLs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pseudo 4 and pseudo 5 APL operatives still exist in the game, so who knows? Maybe they do start out with 3 and can go up to 4.
Yeah. So of the 2 teams, which is going to be the most broken? One of them's got to be broken. One of them's going to be okay. The only box that
Orcs.
what you think orcs are going to be broken?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, defensive high wound teams seem to have the advantage, and I think that's going to carry over.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to have like they're going to have 4+ saves though? They won't have 3+ saves.
I don't know. I think that Mega Knob maybe in heavy armor, or maybe like
Whatever the orc version
Hard
of
voice.
power armor is.
yeah.
And I can see that. And then also, whatever this word is, Scarper? Is that a typo? Do you guys know that new word?
No, that's the rattling thing, right?
Yeah, it's after each enemy operative's activation. Before the next operative is activated, you can perform a free dash action with 1 rattling operative, excluding Bulgrin, Ogrin, and Sneak, which I'm assuming Sneak is the dog.
Probably, yeah.
I like that but it cannot finish that move within 3 of an enemy operative unless it's not visible to every enemy operative when it finishes that move. Each friendly op can only do this once per turning point and cannot do so after the final activation of the turning point. You cannot use this rule after consecutive enemy activations during the same turning point. In other words, after using this rule, you must skip the next opportunity during that turning point before you can use it again.
So is that basically saying that like if you're
You can do a free dash.
out of activation?
Yeah, it's like Corsairs essentially, but on your enemy's turn.
Does it cost a CP to activate that, or is it a strat play, or
Nope, it's a free
Gambit?
dash.
is it just like is it a faction rule?
Yeah, that's their faction rule. So essentially, whenever your enemy goes, you can react by having one of your guys do a free dash, kind of like the Mandrakes thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see how the Bulgrin and Ogrin are gonna work into this because I may have gotten 2 boxes of those.
Way to go.
So yeah. Well, as soon as I saw the rule with them, I stopped at my new hookup board bard and grabbed 2 boxes. So
also, Sneak is not the dog. That's called the Battle Mud. Sneak is their sniper, which probably they say the sniper can't do it because he's probably got like a heavy dash only thing, so they don't want him getting a bunch of free movement and then being able to shoot.
well, they've got a sniper that's got like a las rifle that's got like a power pack attached to it.
Yeah. Sneak's the one with like the camo cloak, and then there's the one that looks like a Hobbit version of Captain Price from Call of Duty.
That guy is pretty cool, actually.
He does look really cool.
I think they're a cool kit. I think the orcs are going to paint up really quick too. I think you can hit it with an airbrush. Connor, do you have an airbrush?
I do not. No.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're gonna be able to like airbrush the skin, paint on some metallics, and then Bob's your uncle.
Well, hell, they're orcs. Contrast paint like always works really good on them, and especially when it's like colorful stuff.
Yeah. So box comes out tomorrow. What's the one you're gonna build? And Tyler's already going to orcs. Connor, would you go orcs or would you go?
Yes, I'm gonna go orcs as well because I'm
going orcs. All right.
I'm hoping that like they have decent ballistic skill and weapon skill stats because depending on what their weapons look like, I might be able to proxy some like cyborg shit for AdMech out of them.
You always gotta have your fucking robots.
It's all I have, Chuck.
Oh, God,
they're definitely not going to have good ballistic skills.
I mean, since they're like an elite team, they might like a good for an orc. I'm considering a 4-up, which I can work with it being like a shitty robot.
Yeah, it's going to be like
because I imagine they'll kind of be like the inverse Marine or not really Marines. Marines hit on 3s and everything, but like maybe they have a 3-up in fighting, but like a 4-up in shooting.
Well, I mean, you can also like hit somebody with a sledgehammer rocket.
Exactly. So like I could call that, you know, some crazy like souped up mini Castellan robot or something.
Well, y'all are going orcs, so I'm gonna go ratlings, especially since I spent another $100 on Ogrin and Bulgrin. So also I'm not an orc guy. I don't know. The orc vibe doesn't do it for me. I've got a commandos team, and I bought the like Beast Snagon Squiggoth or whatever because it's a super cool model. But I'm just not an orc dude. I don't know. We read that one book, and
that's okay.
I can get into it.
I'm not much of like an orc guy either. I just think of the two teams, they scream to me more.
They turn into robots easier for you.
Exactly.
That's fair.
I can't think of any.
That's Connor. That's Connor's like baseline. It's like, which one of these can I make into a fucking toaster?
I'm sorry, I have a faction I very much enjoy, Chuck. My bad.
It's called a fetish.
That's actually what I thought was going to come out of his mouth. Sorry, I have a fetish, and I was going to be like, oh wow.
My fetish is financial responsibility, so I'm bad at doing.
Is it because you buy a lot of fucking plastic?
Exactly. That's why it turns me on so much, Chuck. The idea of it.
No, your fetish is financial irresponsibility.
I guess that's right. No, if anything, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, your fetish is like, what can I spend money on and put in my closet and not paint?
No, it'd be like a job that gives me healthcare, like I guess role play, but like I'm in a Fortune 500 company where I get healthcare day one.
I mean, don't you get that from the government?
I do.
You pay for that?
Like that, you know, that would be something, I guess, for it.
All right, you got some weird fetishes. I thought I had weird fetishes.
You're right. My bad. I guess, though, if I wanted to do a AdMech proxy of the Ratlings, there's so many new Servo Skull models. Like, we have gotten, like, 10 Servo Skulls in the past year, so I'm even good in that regard.
Just flush with Servo Skulls.
Yeah. I mean, we got, 2 or 3 of them coming in the Necromunda kit. We got the one Tome Skull from Inquisition. We got the one from the Breachers. I'm blank. We got the Servo Skull gun from the Tempestus Scions. And then there's 3 or 4 from various Horus Heresy kits.
The fact that you can name all of them off 100% confirms you have an AdMech fetish.
I don't think that was even up for debate as to confirmation.
Doesn't Games Workshop make that box with 340 skulls in it.
Yes.
I mean, like, basically that's 340 servo skulls
Well,
if you're not a coward.
not all of them, because some of those are Xenos skulls, and only the bravest of
Eric-
heretics would use those.
I mean, come on, man.
Dark Mechanus is coming out, right?
Mechanic come.
Dark Mechanic come, Chuck. Get it right. And at
Dark
some
Mechanic
point,
come. Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, that was random. Thank you. Appreciate
I
that.
think of the
Podcast.
hour we recorded, we got maybe 15 minutes of Kill Team related discussion.
This is a movie podcast. Okay, we've talked about this.
Yeah, financial podcast, Kill Team podcast last,
and apparently a fetish podcast too.
No, that's just a one episode.
Yeah, no, that's
except
that's
on Valentine's Day.
I don't know. Tyler and I have been recording. Yeah, Tyler and I have been recording. We just haven't included you. We're not sure you're ready for it.
Those recordings are going on OnlyFans, though.
Speaking of OnlyFans, did you see that a girl made $43 million this last year on OnlyFans?
Fuck yeah, get that bag, girl.
I mean, I'm not mad at all. The only reason I'm mad is because I can't get that bag.
I mean, you could probably get some bag from it.
I probably could, but not that much. She had her top client or her top donator or whatever, $4.7 million. Like,
Jesus,
sir, if you have that much money, can I introduce you to prostitutes?
I mean, no, like, it's
sex workers.
It's like this dude's paying for so many. Like, this is like a drop in a bucket for that dude who's dropping that much money on him.
Wild.
Like, it's not even a thing. We're not. We could go pretty deep on this, but yeah, that's not like even a drop in the bucket for some of these dudes. So,
I mean, can we find someone with just a little bit of a bad Kill Team podcast fetish to just kick down just like $100K?
Hell, we'll take $10K. That can buy us all the boxes we need. Right? Sorry, $100K.
$100K.
No, we're not asking. We're demanding. Pay big.
Yeah.
Oh, true. We got to be dominant, huh?
Oh, whoa! Right, hey, Chuck, calm down a little bit.
This has turned into like a FinDom podcast now.
Yeah, we're multifaceted here.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Our Cash App is going to be in the show notes.
Yeah. You buy my shirts, pigs. Yeah.
Well, I thought we were saying all the pigs are bastards.
No, it's different. He's too young. He's too young and too poor to understand.
I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, you can find me on Instagram, Lowbrow Minis, or dicethrower.bigcartel.com to buy my shirts.
I'm at Painting Cave Minis, and I mean, yeah, if you want to do FinDom, let me know. Connor's at Spanaway on everything.
Still don't sound that nasally, except when I'm sick.
And then at Vox Cascadia on Instagram. So that'll have our Cash App in it too.
I'll make a Cash App for us, I guess.
Tyler, we need to sit down and get some tournaments on the calendar.
We do. I've been thinking long and hard about this, kind of what I want to do. Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Thank you guys for listening to this totally deranged podcast tonight. We're definitely all over the place. If you've made it this far, triple hello.
Oh, we're gonna get copyright strike on that.
We're gonna get sued.
We're gonna get sued. Yeah. Crit, if you heard that and you actually
that ain't crit. No, that's not crit. That's what's his face.
It's fucking Glass. Yeah,
it's Glass.
Right, now we're gonna get sued twice for mixing people.
Get your content creatures right, okay?
Yeah. Now they're never gonna follow us back.
Yeah. Now and let's who else can we
squad
on there?
The squad games have like a specific saying.
Let's see.
California is the best. I don't
know. No, squad games now. Let's see. Trying to think what Just Another Kill Team podcast is like. Bringing communities together. That's their thing.
Theirs, yeah. Do we have a saying?
We got Ben with hey, it's Ben. I like to talk about Kill Team.
I like Kill Team. I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite. Ben, I know you don't listen because listening to other creators' podcasts is difficult. But I love that one.
Let's see, who else do we have? Command Point. Command Point. I just the one from Command Point I can think of is just like. Also, we have merch.
There's this. New York is the best.
No, Command Points.
Are they from New York?
They're so casual. I love
one
it.
Of them's from New York.
They're like super casually competitive. They're like, hey guys, we're going to talk about Kill Team today. Anyways, I beat the brakes off of all of my opponents with, you know.
Yeah. Do you guys ever listen to Vox Scream?
No, or not like in a negative way. I just don't know who that is.
They're the guys from like George. They're guys from like North Carolina. Good podcast. What my favorite part about them is they just like while we every once in a while be like, no, Connor, you're wrong about that. They're just go listen to them because they're flat out like, no, that's totally wrong. I'm going to tell you what it's about, and that's my favorite part about them.
Are they Kill Team related?
Yeah, they're. I mean, it's Vox Scream. What do you think it is?
Oh yeah, dumb.
I mean, we need to have like a Vox off, where it's like,
who gets the rights to the word Vox?
Yeah, because I mean, like they've been on the scene for like 6 months, but we're like 45 episodes into this. We're
nearly a year.
7 weeks from a year. I know, it's wild.
Yeah,
Chuck's gonna donate $46 million.
I don't have $46 million.
You work at a bank.
OnlyFans is not popping off.
You can just steal from a bank. No one's going to suspect the manager.
No planning federal crimes on the podcast.
100% will suspect the manager. Trust me.
First suspect.
I thought the first suspect was the janitor, or not the janitor, the butler.
Have you been to a bank?
No.
Okay, we don't have butlers. Like we've got like lollipops.
Oh, can you bring me one butlers?
Saturday? Can you have it? Or
yeah, I mean, like it's no, I can. Okay, lollipop doesn't have that much sugar unless it's like one of those giant ones you give kids with propeller hats.
I mean, I can only imagine you with like the big spiral lollipop and a.
I would have a good time in that outfit.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'll see you all Saturday.
See you then.
You will. Good night, guys.
Have a good night, lads.